Hey guys, Mike here. So today I'm here to talk to you about Last Christmas. In this review I'll be going over a brief summary of the plot, my quick thoughts about the film and whether or not you guys should go and see it. So I'm going to try and keep this review spoiler free. However, if you don't know anything about the film and you want to go in completely blind, then let's just come back to this video once you've seen the film. So with that, let's get started, shall we?
You can't be here! No, we're leaving!
So Last Christmas stars Emilia Clarke as Kate. You may remember her from Terminator Genisys and from Game of Thrones. The movie also stars Henry Golding as Tom, and you may remember him from Crazy Rich Asians. In Last Christmas, it's the holiday season and Kate isn't really having the best go of it. She's an aspiring actress, but she's stuck in a job that she doesn't really enjoy, and overall she's just not really having the best of times. Until one day she meets a mysterious stranger named Tom, who will pretty much change her whole perspective on life and how she sees everything. And so we have Last Christmas. Now, the main reason I went to go see this movie was to see Emilia Clarke in a romantic comedy, because for years I've been saying that Emilia Clarke will be perfect in a romantic comedy, because if you ever watch her in an interview, you just see that she's just so bubbly, she's so charismatic, and she pretty much embodies all the traits that make a good, romantic lead. And I have to say that Emilia Clarke does not disappoint in this movie, because the best part of it all is she's pretty much just playing herself in this movie, and normally that would be a bad thing for an actor/actress to do, but in this case it's just perfect for Emilia Clarke. And if you've seen Emilia Clarke in Game of Thrones, you know how much of a good actress she is. Despite what you may think of season 8 of Game of Thrones, and I agree it is terrible, she was still really good in that and she gave it her all, and that's pretty much all you can ask of her. And it just goes to show that in this movie she's not just Daenerys Targaryen, she's a very good actress, and it definitely shows in this movie. And as for Henry Golding, he's still quite new on the scene, only having done like 5 projects before doing this movie. And he's really good in this. This is probably the first thing that I have seen him in, because I didn't actually see Crazy Rich Asians, though I heard that it was actually quite good. And him and Emilia Clarke have really great chemistry together. Every time they're on screen together is pretty much the best parts of the movie. Now obviously, one of the other big draws of this movie was the fact that it featured music from George Michael and Wham. And honestly, when they said that, I thought that the movie was going to pretty much just turn into a Wham George Michael musical. But thankfully, it didn't do that. Not that I say that would have been a really bad thing or a deal breaker, but I'm glad that they didn't just turn it into a full-blown musical, which they probably could have done. And I would have to say that the music was definitely included a lot less than I thought it was going to be. And I would say that the only inclusion of the music was the fact that Kate says she's a massive George Michael fan. They have a couple of songs playing throughout the movie, and the movie's subject matter is based on one of George Michael's songs. But when it's said like that, it sounds like it's quite intrusive to the story. But you know what? They actually make it fit in quite organically, and it really works for this movie. And I'd have to say, easily, the worst part of this movie, when it starts to add politics into the mix. Now, I just wanted to see a nice, cheesy Christmas movie, but instead they have to just kind of shoehorn in these political points and get in their political agenda. And I'm just there like, oh man, I just want to watch a Christmas movie. I mean, I know it's November, but I just want to watch a cheesy Christmas movie, and I don't want to find out about like all these different political views. But thankfully, it didn't ruin the experience of the movie. It was just a bit inconvenient and a bit annoying. And I'd say probably the worst part about it is that it really didn't actually need to be included in the movie. There was just other ways that you could have done these particular scenes without bringing a political angle to it. But still, like I said, it didn't ruin the movie. I just thought that it could have been done without. And as well, going into Last Christmas, I did hear that it was quite weird and that there was a twist. But honestly, I wouldn't say that this movie is exactly weird. I'd say it's actually pretty straightforward. And only because the people said that there was a twist was I able to actually guess what the twist was. But still, it might have been a little better to not know that there was going to be a twist for the twist's impact to be more, impactful. Overall, guys, I really enjoyed this movie. Emilia Clarke is fantastic in this movie, and the music is, really quite good as well. Whereas, like something like Blinded by the Light really put me off listening to Bruce Springsteen. I'd say that this movie actually kind of made me want to listen to a bit more of George Michael's music, though I probably won't actually end up doing it, but still, it's kind of made me a bit more intrigued. And obviously the points I said about it being a bit too political, they aren't exactly a deal breaker, but they're definitely something that are worth noting. Though I'd probably say that the thing that's going to hurt this movie the most, which isn't necessarily its fault, is the fact of when it's released, because this movie was released about a week or so ago, mid-November. Now, if they probably brought it out towards the start of December or, the middle of December, I think this movie probably might have done a little better. I mean, they may re-release it in December, who knows, but I think this movie would have played a little better had it been released, round Christmas. But now, as for whether or not you guys should go and see it. Like I've said, I really enjoyed this one, and I would actually really recommend that you should go see it. Though honestly, I'd probably say, If it still is in the cinemas round about Christmas time, I would say that's the best time to see it because, you know, you'll be in a bit of the Christmas spirit and, you know, you'll probably just enjoy it a bit better. But honestly, if you really do want to see it, I'd say just see it anyway. It doesn't really matter necessarily when you see it because this is still an enjoyable movie that you really should watch. Okay guys, that's my review of Last Christmas. If you've seen it, what did you think about it? And what's your favourite Christmas movie? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments below. And until next time, I've been Michael. See ya!